found footprints. Are they my footprints?
This waterfall is supposed to be second only to Niagara Falls by people who've never seen Niagara Falls.
We are here at the Santiam Wagon Trail. Just got loaded up. All my gear's in the bag, all my food is in. I have one trekking pole because I brought the other one that was broken in 2 spots. So that one's not coming along. I also could not find a headlamp, so I brought a tiny pocket flashlight that I just carry with me every day. So that's not ideal either, but this is the first backpacking trip in the new year that I've been on, so I could not be any more excited. As far as plans for this trip go, I don't really have any. I kind of got this trip sprung upon me by myself. I actually just decided where I was going this morning, right before I left. I was trying to find a loop. With the snow around here, a lot of them are kind of blocked off, and I didn't want to make a 3-hour drive just to find out there wasn't even anywhere to park. My plan for today is just hike as far as I kind of feel like it, then camp out for the night and head back in the morning. So this is the first trip that I've done this year. I'm extremely excited. It's been a while since I've been on an overnighter. Done a lot of day trips past year, but very few overnight backpacking trips. So I'm very excited to be back out camping in the woods. It's kind of my comfort zone. It's just crushing miles and see what there is to see out there. This is something I didn't expect to see out here. They have the miles marked. I mean, I know I carry around my GPS watch to keep track of all this, but it's, I don't know, I just never really see this on trails, and I'm pretty amazed. This is going to help a lot. Kind of keep your bearing, maybe give you a little bit of motivation, maybe some demotivation, depending on if you're going real slow or not. So I just talked to some people that had turned around like 5 seconds ago. Apparently there's a pretty raging crossing up there, up ahead of us. They were not able to find a way around. I don't know if I'm gonna have better luck or not. I like to think so. I might just end up soaking wet, is the truth of it. Whew, I think this might be it right up here. So we both get to see this for the first time. Oh. Well, I don't know. This might not be great. Let's check it out. All right. I mean, it doesn't look great. And the fall would kind of suck. Okay. I'm not sure how to approach this. Trying to piece together like 5 or 6 rocks or something. I mean, there's one big one out there in the middle, like that one. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. So I did make fun of them at the beginning, whenever I first saw this, saying that it's probably gonna be easy river crossing. I might have been wrong, but I think I found the path that I'm going to try. So we're going to give it a shot from this rock to that rock to over there. I'm really not sure if it's going to work. It's a little bit of a jump, and these rocks are very slick, and my boots are not as grippy as the ultras that I normally wear. So let's see if I fall in. across was a little bit sketchy. What was way more sketchy is once I got across, I was all the way up there. I was like, I don't want to slide down where it's all wet. So I was like, I'll walk over the snow, over this way. Well, what I found out, the snow can cover a lot. And it's like some weird scene in a movie where like the main character, like they're walking around in some bog, and then they realize like, oh, they're standing on a monster animal or whatever. The ground starts shifting underneath them. It was basically like that. It was not fun. It was a little bit scary. Here's a fun little bit of nature for you. You see this thing right here? It's called an artist conch. As you can see on the bottom, it's got this nice, I don't know if you call it white, more of like a light tannish bottom, but it's nice and flat. Paint shows up on it. Perfect thing to draw on. And so artists will actually pop these things off, draw little pictures on them. That's where it got the name artist conch. The good news is that says 2 miles. So I'm not going as fast as I thought we were going to be. We're making progress. The bad news is I can hear water up ahead, and another rough stream crossing might just break me. So let's see what this one's looking like here. Okay, all right, okay, we can handle this one. I think we got this one. Let's take a look. All right, not quite as pretty as the last one, but we have a much higher level of passability. Oh, thank goodness. I don't think my shoes can get any wetter. So let's get across. Something that always just blows my mind coming out here in Oregon and hiking is the trees are just insane. I mean, we are walking among giants here. This Doug fir, I mean, it's pushing 200 feet tall. I would almost bet you it's got enough board foot in it to frame an average house. The trees, I mean, they really get to me. I mean, I'm a forester. I'm working in the woods every single day, and they still, I mean, it still just blows my mind. People just out here just walk right by them like it's nothing. If you really just stop to look, I mean, it is amazing the size of these trees. I mean, you can't find them like this anywhere else, really. Oh man, got a sign up here. What does it say? Let's take a look. We are going to be coming up on some falls. Actually, it might just be right over here. Or, you know, maybe not. We'll have to look a little bit farther, but I love a good waterfall. We got some sound. Let's see if this is it. As long as I don't fall. Whoa. Now that is pretty cool. That's exciting. Let's take this little trail down here and see if we can get a better look. From what I understand, this waterfall is supposed to be second only to Niagara Falls by people who've never seen Niagara Falls. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited. I love waterfalls like this. We kind of have two waterfalls here. We got a little guy behind me, and then we got this big monstrosity over here. it's about time for a snack. And for today's lesson of how to be healthy and what to eat, I bought Cocoa Puffs cereal bar. Cereal is breakfast food, therefore it's healthy. Oh man. Okay. It is frozen because it's been outside my pack. I did not realize that. Bit straight into it. That could have been bad. I could have lost another tooth. But it is delicious. The falls were a lot of fun, but it's getting about that time where I'd like to start setting up camp, which means I need to start looking for camp. So I believe in my plan for today, that is the next step after I finish this frozen health food bar. Ever since about half a mile back, I've been kind of keeping my eye peeled for a decent campsite. I'm hammocking, so that means the ground condition doesn't matter too much to me. What is important is evenly spaced trees about, I don't have a specific size, but it can't be any monstrous ones because my hammock straps won't fit around them. It's also got to have, you know, decent enough area for me to put in my stakes. So I'm probably gonna have to dig a little bit with all this snow. But I think I might have found an okay spot right here. So this is where I'm thinking. It's nice and decently flat right here. And most importantly, we have this guy and this guy. They aren't spaced too far apart. Obviously, I can't reach them. But by my estimation, it should be about the perfect length for my hammock and tarp to fit underneath. I'm eyeballing it, of course, but I've gotten pretty decent at this over the years. So I'm thinking these two things are gonna work. They're the perfect size, they'll still support me, and my straps will fit around. And they're the right length away to where my tarp, which is longer than the hammock, will have enough room to spread out. So let's try it out. So we got the campsite set up. Let's take a look inside and see how I will be living tonight. Got the tarp up. I didn't bother staking these in. I don't expect any torrential rain. Oh, got a nice full-length sleeping pad. We got our quilt. Got my sleepy time socks ready to go. Generally an extremely, let's lay back here, an extremely comfy campsite. I do have an underquilt ordered. It obviously has not come in yet, or else I'd be using it. But for now, normally, which this is me hiking in the south, in the winter in the south, I would just use a 3/4 length pad, same as this one, just a little bit shorter. But my feet get so cold. I think it's something to do with like the angle with your feet sitting up here. I think the blood goes away from them or something, and maybe I just have poor circulation. But this should be keeping me warmer than I'm used to. I've been down to, I don't know, 25 degrees, something like that, maybe a tad bit lower. I don't know if it's gonna get colder than that tonight, but I feel decently well prepared. Even the quilt's like a 20-degree quilt, which doesn't necessarily mean it can handle 20 degrees with nothing else on it. That's more like you can stay alive in 20-degree kind of metric there. But I also have the thick melee underneath, fleece, merino underneath that, and then a very warm puffy, as well as this, my gloves, my sleep time socks. So I don't know, I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be frozen to death. So, but I hope not. If that's the case, you probably won't be watching this. Tell you what, there's basically no better way to end this day than with
a sandwich from, I don't even remember, some sort of convenience store. But it's got turkey and brie cheese in it. So, it's not exactly normal backpacker food, but for me, it's normal backpacker food. I mean, I don't know. On a short hike like this, who cares about the extra weight? And it's absolutely delicious. It's a perfect way to end a day.
Well, good morning. Tell you what, I slept in extra late, even after I was already awake, because I did not want to put on my frozen boots this morning. I mean, they were stiff as a board, and my feet already run cold, and just the last thing that I wanted to do. So my excuse was that it wasn't bright enough out to get up, but obviously that wasn't true because I waited until like 8 o'clock. So I don't know, what's the point of this fun outdoor vacation if you don't get to sleep as long as you want? But so I got my cold shoes on, ready to go through some more water crossings, but first we got to get the camp packed up. That's a wrap as far as the campsite goes. Now, the most important part of camping off trail is remembering where the trail is that you left, that you went off. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, found footprints. Don't worry, we're only temporarily lost. But are they my footprints? They're my footprints. Don't worry, guys, I'm an expert. All right, as far as the last night went, I was kind of expecting the worst, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I didn't know how cold it was going to get, and I'm generally, I mean, I've camped in the cold a decent bit, but not even close to as much as I've camped in the heat. So I just never know what to expect, especially not with 10 inches of snow on the ground. But it wasn't bad. I mean, even my feet were warm. The full length Z pad, whatever it's called, the mat, sleeping pad, it helped a lot. I actually woke up and my feet were warm, which is like, I know that's might not be a big deal for some people, but it's a huge deal for me because it just never happens. But yeah, I'm guessing it probably got maybe down to 25. So I mean, that's decently cold for me. But I was fine. No cold spots, no nothing. I mean, kind of tossed and turned just because I'm sleeping out in the woods for the first time in a little bit. But I mean, I slept better than I do at home. So yeah, not a bad night. The cold didn't get me like I thought it would. Although, I mean, granted, I was sleeping in, let's see, a merino underlayer, a heavy melly, and then a this thing on top, and then I had all my buff around my neck and my toboggan and all that. But yeah, I'm very surprised, happily surprised. I was nice and warm for once. All right, I skipped breakfast because I was freezing and wanted to get some heat in my body, but now we found a good spot to stop. It's not snowy, it's kind of wet, so I'm sitting on my pack, and I'm gonna enjoy a nice cheese and berries Danish. More backpacking health food. Whew, tell you what. It's not even frozen. So
I was a bad hiker and I didn't bring a bear bag or anything, but I hung it up in a tree like 3 feet off the ground, so it might have been protected from very, very small bears, or maybe raccoons and rats and stuff like that. So it's kind of a meet in the middle type of deal there. Yes, I should have brought a bear bag and everything, but I mean, heck, I only brought one trekking pole. It's not like I was insanely prepared, so I'm cutting me a break there. We made it across that that kind of rough river crossing again, or creek crossing. Felt like a river. I didn't do the same route that I did last time. I think sometimes I underestimate how long my legs are, and I just like pretty much went across the middle, and it wasn't nearly as bad. So it was still sketchy. Granted, it just wasn't, I was able to do it and I didn't think I was going to be kind of a high risk, high reward kind of deal with, if you fall, it's a really deep part. So, but made it through that. We're getting somewhat close to the end of the trail. Whew, a little bit winded. Just wanted to comment a little bit on my footwear choices, or choice, and what was bad about it and what was good. So I'm rocking these, take a look here, Vivo barefoot type boots. Allegedly they are waterproof. They weren't for me, they're soaked. And it's not because water got in over the top, it's just, I don't know, I guess the seams come apart in enough places to let in some water. So that's a negative. They weren't incredibly warm, which granted, I took out the, it comes with a little like reflective liner in the bottom, and with that in there, it was a little bit small for my foot, but once I took it out, my foot fit perfectly and I could get a better feel for the ground, which was nice. So I took that out. That might have made it a little bit warmer, but I couldn't picture it making a huge difference, honestly. So that's a negative. Warmth, waterproofness, both, let's call them a summer. They'd be better on a summer boot, which, you know, up until now, it's normally where I wore them. They are better than I normally wear my ultras, which are just a trail runner. Heck, I wore those climbing up the South Sister in the middle of winter, so I love hiking and trail runners. I'm not a believer in ankle support. I think if your ankle needs supported, you either ought to, well, most likely your pack's way too heavy. Yeah, you need ankle support if you're trying to haul a 60-pound pack across a slippery river like that. Yeah, but your ankles shouldn't be, it shouldn't be locked in place. I mean, it's meant to flex. I mean, it's that a little bit. I mean, obviously, if you overflex it, you end up spraining an ankle. But if your ankle's locked in place, then all the tension passes up to your knee, which is not meant to flex that way. So you might be saving a twisted ankle or two, possibly, at the expense of your knee, which, like I said, it's not meant to rotate, you know, in the same type of direction as your, thought somebody was behind me, as your ankle's meant to flex. The good thing about the shoes, so they're a barefoot type shoes. The ground feel is great in them. I mean, I love being able to feel the ground. There's a wide toe box similar to the Ultra, and they are 0 drop, so they don't have any type of a elevated heel, which I like all those things. They're incredibly light for a boot. And the last good thing is they grip like mad on rocks, like slippery rocks, for creek crossings. There was a couple rocks I stepped on that I know for sure I would have slipped in any other type of footwear, and somehow I didn't. That's great. So not the place that you'd want to fall. So good grip whenever you're walking on the rocks is important. As far as gripping in the snow, it is, I mean, as I'm walking here upright in the snow, not falling, it's not great. I mean, Ultras are way better.
I don't think this is the type of thing where I would have put on traction devices to walk. I'm following somebody else's trail that has those little, I think they're called max tracks, kind of like the lightest type of, I don't know, snow gripper that you could get. I don't think, I mean, I guess it might be nice, but then you have to take it off on any of the creek crossings, and it's just not my pick. I'd rather the shoes just grip well enough. Yeah, so those are a few comments there. I'm going to get different boots for this type of hiking. Ones that are more waterproof and with better gripping. I don't think these aren't cutting the mustard for me. So yeah, just some thoughts and things that I think that I'm gonna improve next trip around. All right, everybody, our time together is running short. I can see my vehicle up in the distance. This is it, last bridge, Jeep's right over there, and our time together runs out. I had a blast. If you guys didn't hate it, throw in a like. Maybe if you're feeling extra frosty, go grab your trekking pole, mash the subscribe button, and I will see you for the next adventure.